doing tonight? Who's ready to have some fun? Let's bring in your host, an original Bordello Waiting Room member. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Your host and MC, John Combs.
Hello, everyone. All right, welcome to this, a Bordello's Waiting Room comedy showcase. Give yourself a big hand for coming out. Parking's terrible, I apologize, but thank you so much for coming out. Again, this is a Bordello's Waiting Room showcase, hosted by our dear friends at Westfax Brewery. Give them a huge hand. Show them we appreciate them for getting some free comedy going. As I said before, this is hosted by Bordello's Waiting Room. It's a comedy group of which I happen to be a member. The other members are J.J. Jones, who's somewhere lurking about, Ken Cornell, and John Davis. So, Ken apparently, when he was a kid, was nicknamed Jack, which is short for John. I don't know why Jack is short for John. It's also 4 letters, but that makes a Bordello Waiting Room, and that's how we got our name. What we were doing here is trying to get something that was in between sort of the open mics that are around town, which is comedians mostly doing their jokes in front of other comedians, and Comedy Works, which everyone has to wait months to do. So that's why we have this free showcase. So just a couple of ground rules, not heavy. For those of you that have been at comedy shows before, they're all the same. Just try not to, talk during someone's set. Your mama raised you a little better than that. So, if you do have to talk, maybe try and take it outside, or if you need to take a phone call. Next thing, try not to get up during someone's set. Wait until maybe they finish. It breaks their delicate concentration, and they want to bring the best jokes to you. So, third, make sure to, anytime you go to a comedy show, make sure that the venue you support it, buy beer, buy swag, show them that you really appreciate them putting on this free show for you. And lastly, just laugh. Open yourself to the experience of laughing. It's therapeutic, it's good for you. You might hear some spicy language. You may hear jokes that are about, human depravity, sex, orgasms, drugs, illicit drugs, more drugs, penis sizes. Just don't go over it in your head and go, I don't know if I should laugh at that. No one's watching, no one's judging that we know of. So, just feel free to laugh. Someone might make a joke about a political candidate that you like. Don't take it offensively. They're going to accept your vote anyway. You can laugh at them and still vote for them. Okay? So if someone makes a joke about Hillary Clinton, you don't have to worry. She doesn't have operatives here. You can laugh at that joke and still vote for her. If you're a fan of Donald Trump, same thing. You can laugh at that joke. He's not going to give you money anyway. And if you're a Bernie Sanders supporter, well, move out of your parents' basement, stop smoking pot, get a better job, and then grow a sense of humor so you can laugh at a Bernie Sanders joke. All right? Oh, calm down, calm down. It's too early yet to start that. So, it's therapeutic, try and laugh. It might be sort of serious, but what comedians' jobs are is to look at the face of darkness, of human darkness and depravity and all of these terrible things that can tear us down, flip it just a little so they can find the funny in it, so that we can rage against that darkness. So sometimes the subject matter is a little dark, but the point is to see the humor in it. So just keep that in mind. It's the thing that separates us from the animals, right? Maybe primates laugh, maybe dolphins laugh, but they're assholes. No, seriously, they're assholes. Dolphins, true story. 5 male dolphins will beat a female dolphin to semi-consciousness and then rape her. Yes, dolphins. You know that cute little thing that you see posters of with the rainbow shooting out of its blowhole? They rape each other. Now, on the good side, they should be getting their scholarships to Duke at any time. Well, you know, or they're a little too small to play football for the Raiders, so, you know, there's that. That was a groan right now. But, you see, I just tossed in a dolphin joke with a rape joke. So it gets a little sketchy, so just strap in. So, anyways, as I was introduced, I'm John Combs. I'm one of the Bordello Waiting Room group members, and I'll be hosting the show. You can call me John Combs, or, I don't know, dude or man. Just don't call me bro, okay? I know it's a friendly thing that people do. Say, hey bro. You know, it just always makes me feel a little uncomfortable because it's like, are you trying to remind me that I'm black? What, is there something that you want? I'm not going to forget that I'm black. I'm not going to be asked what time it is and go, holy smokes, this isn't even coming off. Now I'm going to have a real hard time going down south for that convention. I'm not going to forget. I'm not going to forget. I'm not going to go to the bathroom and go, oh my gosh, what do I do with that? I'm not going to forget. I'm not going to forget, so I don't need the bro reminder. It wouldn't be so bad, except that it always typically follows something like, hey bro, can I bum a Newport? This is strike 2. Now see, I don't go up to somebody and say, hey white lady, could I borrow a pumpkin spice latte? I don't do that. It's disrespectful. Imagine if the demographics were changed, completely flipped. Now that might determine who you vote for, but just imagine, mind game, just a hypothetical, if the majority of people were black and the minority of people were white. Now that first time someone says, hey white lady, you're probably like, oh, that's kind of weird. After 10 or 12 times, though, you'd be like, dang it, don't they see me for the college graduate I am? So, I mean, you know, it's just about being sympathetic, you know, being empathetic, you know, treating others the way we want to be treated. That's what we want to do. That's why I perform oral sex on everybody I know. Not you. But it's just being neighborly. It's just about being neighborly, doing a good service for people out there. So, you know, then if I get sort of mad about the bro thing, they go, hey bro, I like the blacks. This is strike 3. No one, white, black, gay, straight, wants the in front of them. You don't say, you know, I need to talk to the Jews about my accounting. I need to talk to the Japanese about my car. No one does that, right? You usually say, I need to let the dog out, or I need to close the door. You don't use the in front of people, so just be respectful in that way. But you know, all of this racial sensitivity is completely eliminated if you're paying me. If you're my boss, you know what? You can get away with everything. You know, my boss can go, hey bro, can you get these reports done by Wednesday? Yes sir, boss! Right on time. I don't know if you, I've never seen you smoke, but I know you people really like the Newports. Do you have one? Nope, quit smoking years ago. Now, I may go to the break room and find his lunch in the refrigerator and put the dick on the lunch and then put that back, but I won't say anything about that to him because he's the boss and that's my check. So we have a lot of good people up today. Our first comedian up is Michael Sayedian. Give a big round of applause for Michael Sayedian. He's actually our returning champion who's done this showcase before. Give him a big hand.
Thank you, John. My name is Michael Sayedian. I have my own set of rules for the audience while I am on stage. Number 1, I'd like you all to finish your drinks right now as quickly as possible. I want everyone good and drunk before I start telling my terrible jokes. Number 2, no eye contact. I'm seeing a lot of direct eye contact right now, and I'm this close to shitting my pants. So if you could just direct your gaze to the tallest peak on this wall, it'd be a lot more comfortable. And third of all, I expect a standing applause break after each and every one of my jokes, because I was asked to do 5 to 7 minutes and I have only prepared 45 seconds. How we doing, Westbacks? Having a good time? Did y'all have a good day today? How many people went to Casa Bonita today? I did. Not sure if you knew this, but cliff diver tryouts were at Casa Bonita, and that's been one of my lifelong dreams, so I stopped by. I freaking blew it. I was not clear on the dress code, and I showed up wearing a sequined thong. They were very upset. There were a lot of crying children in the audience, and I was asked to leave. I still have that thong on, but John made it abundantly clear that that was not going to fly, so I put my jeans back on. Westbacks. Something awful happened to me yesterday. Something truly terrible. I turned 30 years old. Well, I'm glad you're all excited about it, because I'm not. I did not want to turn 30. I really didn't. When my wife asked me what I wanted to do for my 30th birthday, I said, blow my brains out. She said, so I should get you a gun? Bingo. That's why I married her. She's an enabler. The first successful penis transplant was performed earlier this month. That's right, some lucky fella received a donor boner. I had to get my driver's license renewed last week, and this penis transplant story made me really hesitant to check the donor box. I don't want my penis to get cut off when I die. I'm gonna need it in the afterlife. Because the wedding vows I took clearly stated, till death do us part. So once I'm dead, I'm back on the market, baby. Once rigor mortis sets in, I'm DTF. DL. Down to fuck dead, ladies. The deader, the better. Princess Di, Nancy Reagan, Marilyn Monroe. Who knows? Maybe the Virgin Mary. We'll see. If I play my cards right, maybe. Who likes Disney movies? Anyone here like Disney movies? Oh, good. You've been brainwashed too. Excellent. It's not just me. Yeah. You know, those movies have a strange effect on children. Every time a kid sees an animal characterized in a Disney movie, from that point on, whenever they see that animal in real life, they think it's the Disney character, right? So my wife and I were at the Denver Aquarium yesterday for my birthday, because the gun she bought me didn't work. Naturally, we went to the aquarium instead. And every time a kid saw a fucking clownfish, they'd yell, "Mommy, Daddy, look! It's Nemo!" Do you have any idea how many clownfish there are at the aquarium? And how many children? I must have heard that phrase screeched 500 times in the 2 hours that we were there. And finally, I just lost it. I was standing there, staring into this tank, watching these beautiful fish serenely swimming, and this little girl runs up and splats against the tank, starts pounding on the glass and yells, "Mommy, Daddy, look! It's said, really? Really? You honestly believe that's Nemo? Why are you so happy about that? When was the last time you saw that movie? Do you not remember the plot? Here, let me refresh your memory. Nemo is his father's last surviving child. He gets kidnapped by a scuba diver, a human being just like us, and put into a fish tank just like this. His father then has to come find him, rescue him from the fish tank, and bring him back home again. So if you truly believe that's Nemo, and if you have a shred of a soul, then you will do everything in your power to free him from this watery prison and get him back to his home, the Great Barrier Reef, off the coast of Australia! So what's it gonna be, little girl? You gonna help Nemo find his way home again? Or are you just gonna stand there, screaming his name, pounding on the fucking glass? She ran off crying. I turned to my wife and said, honey, I think we should have kids. Because that shit was fun. And this shit was fun. Thank you, Wes Fax. Give it up for your host, John Combs.
Give it up for Michael Sayedian again. All right, our next comic is actually one of the Bordello Waiting Room comics. Give it up for John Davis.
What's up, guys? How you doing tonight? You doing good? You enjoying those beers? Those are some good fucking beers, aren't they? Yeah, fuck yeah. You know, I don't drink beer. A lot of people don't like that I don't drink beer. They have a problem with it. I also don't smoke weed, which is a lot of problem. Yeah, I know. People flip out when I don't smoke weed. I don't know if you guys noticed, weed's been legalized in Colorado. Not a lot of people are talking about it. They kind of slipped that under the door when they did it, but it's been legal. I don't like that it's legal. It's not that I have a problem with weed itself. It's I have a process with how I get my weed now. Now I'm going to be full disclosure. I have not smoked weed in 11 years. But since it's legal, I decided to go to a dispensary, and I decided to get some weed, and I walk in, and the guy who works at the dispensary goes, hi, my name's Ron. How are you today? And I was like, what the fuck? Nobody was ever friendly to me about getting weed before. This is really strange. The way you used to get weed is some girl you know would give you the phone number of some sketchy-ass dude, and you would call him, and he never had a real name. He always had some weird nickname like Mousetrap. She'd be like, hey, call my friend Mousetrap. He'll get you some weed. So you're like, hi, can I talk to Mousetrap? He's like, what do you want? And then I'd have to drive to some weird location, and it was like 30 minutes away, and it was 50-50 on whether I was going to get weed or robbed at gunpoint. But it was totally fucking worth it in the end. It was part of the process. But that's not what's happening in the dispensary. Ron goes, what are you here for? It's like, I'm here for weed. What the fuck do you think I'm here for? And then he goes, well, do you know what strain you're looking for? Now keep in mind, I have not smoked weed in 11 years. I said the first thing that came to my mind, I said, do you have any kind bud? It turns out nobody's called it that in over a decade, and everybody in the dispensary started laughing at me. And I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you're the non-stoned person in a group of stoned people, but you say the stupid thing. That is a really terrible experience. So then Ron goes to me, he goes, well, what do you want the weed to do to you? You're fucking stoned, Ron. What would I want it to get me so high that if I went to a gas station and I prepaid, that I would come out and drive away without actually pumping the gas that I just paid for because I'm so goddamn high. That's how high I want to get, Ron. And he goes, well, do you want the weed to get you up or down? What's with the interrogation, Ron? Mousetrap never asked me these questions. Mousetrap just sold me the weed he felt I should have that day. And sometimes I got really paranoid, sometimes I got really hungry, but it was all fucking awesome, and it was all part of the process. So Ron finally figures out, and he's like, okay, I got some weed for you. So as I'm paying for it, this cop walks behind me, and he's in a uniform with his gun and mace or whatever the fuck they use. And he goes, and I'm like, oh shit, Ron, put the weed down. And Ron goes, why? I'm like, there's a cop here. I don't want him to see me buying weed. And Ron goes, no, I hire him on the weekends. He's security here. I'm like, what the fuck, he's on our side? This is so goddamn lame. I can't remember one time when I was younger buying weed and smoking weed and thinking, boy, you know what would make this experience better? The police. So fuck that shit. So that's why I threw the weed away. At no point did I feel like I was going to get robbed at gunpoint. I got a fair price. Mousetrap always overcharged me like $25. And then the cop got the door for me on the way. I was like, have a nice day. I was like, thanks, officer. So that's why I don't smoke weed. Somebody told me recently that since I don't smoke weed, I should try cocaine. That was a weird thing to say to me. If you do cocaine, stop it. What the hell are you doing? Every time you blow a line, your family's looking over going, oh, we're going to be cutting him out soon. This is fantastic. Anyways, guys, I'll bring it up. I'll stop talking about drugs here. I'm a Neil Young fan. Do we have any Neil Young fans in the house? Give it up for Neil Young. Have you seen him recently? More like Neil old, am I right? Okay, guys, I'll show myself out. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is John Davis. Give it up from the host, Mr. John Combs.
Give it up for John Davis. Let's be honest, weed stopped being cool when only little girls with seizures disorder started doing it. It just wasn't cool to hang with them on the playground while they were high. Our next, that was terrible. I'm sorry. You can groan. That you have my permission. Our next comedian is really great. Give it up for Allison Rose. Allison Rose, ladies and gentlemen. Real funny lady.
Hey guys, how are you? Good? Yeah, good. To be honest, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I've been pretty good lately. I can tell I've gotten kind of tired though because I've started using my vibrator on my back. I just like turn it on, put it on the bed, and roll around on it like a dog. It's, ladies, if you're not doing that, what the hell are you doing with your sexual freedom? It's really nice, okay? I feel kind of good emotionally when I do that too, because my vibrator is one of those magic wands, so it's sold as a personal massager. So maybe when I'm doing that, my vibrator's thinking, yes, this is what it was born to do, you know, like desk jockey discovering his love for bass guitar or something. It's not like he can quit his day job, but he's gonna get a little buzz from it on the weekend. I hate that buzz thing. I feel like it goes too far. I live with 3 guys, speaking of masturbation. 2 of them are underage, which is actually really nice for me because I'm from Kansas, so it's really comforting for me to live with people that don't know how the world works again. It just feels like home. One of my friends back in Kansas told me that the only reason she's seen any of The Hangover is because she watched 45 minutes of it in an abortion clinic waiting room. It's just sad, really. When she told me that, all I could think of were the missed opportunities. You know, like what were you doing? You could have been showing The Parent Trap in your lobby this whole time. There. I mean, they were limited on their options. It's not like they could show Cheaper by the Dozen or something else. Ladies love a deal. I quit my job, you guys. I love that when I would get really excited about that and say that, people would cheer more for that than for someone saying I had a baby. Because we all know what kind of adults we want to be, and you're honest about it. I love that. I used to work in a kitchen, though, and I liked working in the back of the house because I'm sure all of you are lovely, but some people that come in and are in the front of the house will be real rude and be like, hey, I'm gluten-free. Do you have a separate menu for me? No, we have a kids menu, which seems appropriate for you right now. Kidding you guys, it was fine dining. We didn't let kids in. It's okay. No, it just confuses me, though, that people still say I'm gluten-free. Because we don't say I'm disabled anymore, right? We say I am a person with a disability, you know? I'm a person first. So I'm just waiting and hoping for that PC day when we stop saying I'm gluten-free and start saying I am a dumbass. I'm just a dumbass first and then, whoops, still a dumbass. I can say that, you guys. I get a tummy ache after I eat a whole pizza. And my sister has celiac, which is real, so it's fine. Don't feel bad. Something did happen the other day that I feel bad about as a woman. I got hit on by a construction worker, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. I think I liked it because it was a roofer, you know, so the compliment came from the sky, which is real nice. But it also made me wonder, like, if I I have some deep-seated need for the God I believed in as a child to like look down on me just once and say, "Don't worry, Allison, you're fine." No, I mean like, "You're fine, girl. Those are some nice tits," you know? No daddy issues here, just Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Just working those out. I'll end on this, I guess. I grew up kind of weird in Kansas, kind of boring there. I'm going to use that for an excuse for why I masturbated kind of oddly. I masturbated by riding a suitcase growing up. It's fine. It's not like it had wheels or anything. I'm not a fucking professional. I'm mostly impressed by how well I planned for sex when I was 14 years old, because I started learning how to get off with an object that was built for leaving. So fucking well for my generation. But now I'll bring like a different kind of baggage to one night stands. It's just real awkward. Alright, you guys, this set goes out to my great-great-grandma because she never got a chance to end her set on masturbation jokes. Guys, have a good night.
And for Allison. During that suitcase joke, I was just thinking about the Samsonite luggage with the gorilla. I don't know if that came up with anybody else. That might be a little too old for everybody. Do you remember that joke? Remember that with the Samsonite gorillas? I don't know why that came up for me when she was telling that. But anyways, our next comedian is also a Bordello Waiting Room member. Give it up for J.J. Jones. Complete with beer.
How's everybody doing? All right. Weird thing happened to me the other day. I'm walking through Garden of the Gods, and there's a little kid, maybe 6, climbed up on the rocks, and his mom said, "Timmy, time to come home." And Timmy said, "Mom, I don't wanna." And she said, "I'll get you some ice cream if you come down." And I was really disgusted, because we live in America. We don't negotiate with terrorists. Why are you negotiating with a 6-year-old? Because when I was a kid, it's not going to go down like that. Little JJ's up on the rocks, and my mom says, "JJ, come on, time to go." And I say, "No, I don't want to." In full view of other parents, my mother's going to go, "If I have to come up there and get you, I'm going to throw your ass off that cliff." But I mean, I think she might be able to adjust to this progressive parenting. Like, if she had to make a deal to get me down, I feel she'd be like, "Oh, okay, I get it. You want something to come down. I'm going to give you the ability to walk and breathe without the aid of a medical device when I'm done with you if you get your sorry ass here right now." I do love my mother. My mother was a nurse for 40 years. I don't know if anybody had a mother that was a nurse or something. Yeah, right? Brutal. No sympathy whatsoever. I mean, I remember being like 6 years old, and I'm playing kickball in the neighborhood, and I cut my knee. I'm a little upset about it. So I go to the front door, and I'm bleeding. I'm like, "Whoa, I cut my knee." And she looks out at me and says what every 6-year-old son wants to hear. "Shit! Stay right there. If you bleed on my fucking floors, I'm gonna kill you." And as I got older, she would, I don't know if this happened to anybody else out there, she would use stories from the hospital to make me behave. Like, she comes home late one night off a shift, and I'm out of bed. It's past my bedtime. "What are you doing out of bed?" "I can't sleep." You know who else can't sleep? People at the hospital. You know why they can't sleep? Because they're dying. You better figure out a way to sleep. So finally I turned 16, I'm like, driver's license, freedom from my mother. Walking out the door, gonna take my first ride. And my mother says, "Wear your seatbelt. We got this kid at the hospital, no seatbelt, got ejected from the car, got his penis wrapped around the steering wheel, ripped right off on the way out. Wear your seatbelt." My mother called me the other day. She wants to buy a gun, because that's what 63-year-old retired nurses that are having a hip replacement need to do. So she said she went to the gun store, and they recommended the AR-15. She goes, "What do you think?" buying a gun in the first place? Well, what if there's a robber? Mom, I'm pretty sure one bullet's gonna scare the robber away. Not quite sure there's gonna be a firefight in the master bedroom. When I was home and I was actually home for a funeral, and my family from the East Coast, very Irish, they love funerals, they do it a little different. In fact, my mother had her phone, just like the Southwest app that dings, she got hers hooked up to the local funeral home, so you'll be in the house and you'll just hear like, another one bites the dust. And that's how she gets her death notices. So, after we go through the funeral, we go back and there's the recap. And the highlight of the recap is when the brackets come out. Just like the NCAA tournament, every living family member is ranked. You throw 20 bucks in the pot, next time someone dies, somebody gets rich. It's great, it really is, it's great. I mean, my wife had me in the Final Four, so I'm a little suspicious. But anyways, while I was home, I filled out my bracket, and we had another death while I was home. Uncle Larry passed away. So I'm looking at my brother and my mother, I'm like, I had no idea was he sick? They're like, oh yeah, stage 4. Yeah, he was a goner. Like, why didn't anyone tell me? You guys didn't tell me Uncle Larry was dying so you'd have a better chance at winning the fucking bracket? And my mother is like, well, are you upset, Uncle Larry? It's like, no, I never really liked him, but my bracket is friggin' screwed now. Also, while I was home, I was driving around seeing some people, and my mother called, and I picked up the cell phone. She said, you need to come home right now. We need to talk. And I'm like, uh-oh. Like, my terrible person resume is going through, trying to figure out what they found out about. I thought it was a trash can the night before. It could have been a kid on the bike. It sounds the same when you're driving. So I'm really nervous. So I get home and I walk through the door. My dad is actually British. So when you get bad news, it's like getting bad news from Austin Powers. Hey, we got a problem, yeah? So I walk in and my dad looks at me and says, I don't know how to tell you this, but your brother's gay. That's it? You fucking called me and made me come right home because my brother likes dudes? You could have texted me that. And he's like, well, I don't know what to text you. Stewie, that's my brother's name, Stewie bought a Prius. Stewie's drinking apple teenies. Stewie's going through a career change, he's gonna become a flight attendant. If you bump into him in a rest area at night, he might not be there for rest. So I get back here to Colorado. One of my coworkers, likes to smoke a lot of weed. Didn't really power through 8th grade, just didn't make it. So we start talking elevation. He said, hey, you're from Boston. What's Boston, like 1,000 feet above sea level? No, it's sea level. And he's like, oh, yeah, my bad, man. So like 200 feet above sea level? I'm like, it goes the ocean, and then the beach, and then the city. Oh, so like 20 feet above sea level.
Jay Jones, everybody. Quick announcement. Let's show a lot of love for Emily and Jackie, your servers. Drop mad coin on them. Drop mad, crazy amounts of money on them. Plenty of mucho dinero on them. Please show your appreciation. I am going to give you one little thing for a comedy show. I'm giving this gift to you. If you hear something that's a little over the top, but still funny, I'm giving this the thing I say anytime I hear something like that. It goes, hey-yo! Can you guys do that? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey-yo! Only whip that out when something's kind of obnoxious, but still funny. Anyways, our next comedian is really great. This is the second time he's done our showcase. Give it up for Evan Johnson.
Please don't do that. Thanks during my set. Just joking. Big news for me, you guys. Recently, I was able to stop taking my antidepressants. Big move for me. Thank you. Yeah, because I took them all. What if I just passed out after that joke? That's the way I want to end that joke. A little about me. I was born premature. If you guys don't know what that means, I came straight out my dad's dick. That visual is just so funny to me. I just drive my car and think of that. I bust at a restaurant, I just think of that during the day. Speaking of dads, I've never understood why a lot of people, like a lot of fathers get upset when their sons come out as gay to them, and I've never got that. Like, I feel like that would be a dad's dream come true, you know? Your son comes up to you and he confides in you, he tells you, you know, Dad, I've been keeping this down for a long time, but I just want to tell you, because I feel like we're close, and you know, I just need to say this, but I'm gay. And you as his father get to look at him and go, hi gay, I'm Dad. You can also just say that to yourself and make you happy. What else? I used to be a really like staunch atheist, like really just, like I didn't believe it all, but now it's just so hard to not believe in God when there's so much proof all around us when you look around that he hates me. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. Yeah, a friend of mine recently posed this question to me. He goes, Evan, you know why I'm so good at my job? And I went, because you're a dishwasher? Now just total weird shift into long jokes. I support gun control, but I don't think we should take away all the guns. Like, I think that's just, like, if you took away everyone's right to buy guns, it would do the same thing if you took away, like, all the offensive words. You know, it would give assholes more power. If you took away guns, it would give the people who would have guns anyway more power, you know, over people that wouldn't have guns. Same way if you took away offensive words, it would give assholes more power to say offensive words. That's why I love going to the shooting range and using the N-word as much as possible. At the same time, you can't hear me saying the N-word, you guys. It's fine. You can't hear over the gunshots. Also, you're probably not going to interrupt the guy saying the N-word and fire a gun at the same time. That's not a good idea. Just a tip. You go to the shooting range and see that. Don't be like, excuse me, could you say something about Mexicans? I don't know. My last girlfriend broke up with me because she said I had a wandering eye, which was so weird because I was just about to break up with her for her lazy eye. It was such a weird coincidence. She was like, you're always looking at other people. I'm like, so are you. Oh yeah, I smoke a lot of weed. That's hilarious that I forgot that joke. I don't know. I just love drugs. I don't understand why people get high and then they like get paranoid that they're gonna be high forever. Yeah, that's what I want to have. That's my goal every time I get high. What are you doing? Why are you doing drugs if you're not trying to fuck up your brain? Every time I've done acid, I've said out loud, hopefully the door shuts and locks behind me this time. I've said that out loud every time. I think it might have this time, you guys. Give it up for your host, you guys. Give it up for John Davis.
Evan Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. All right, our last Bordello's waiting room member is next. Give it up for the glamorous Ken Cornell.
How y'all doing? Fantastic! Timing. Shit. I'd like to thank, where are we at? The Westbacks for having us tonight because me particularly really breaks up Memorial Day weekend. I'm usually stuck listening to 103.5, the Fox's Memorial Day 500, and yelling at the radio, the Eurythmics are better than Actic! No way the Eurythmics are better than Actic! What's that? No way the Eurythmics are better than AC/DC! just wrote it like seconds ago, and I just knew. So I got stuck behind somebody today who at the store who chose to write a check to pay for their purchases. You ever get stuck behind one of these trailblazers? One of these pioneers? This guy was old school. I mean, literally, he had like a coat on, a rabbit coat from the 20s with a straw hat with a pennant in his hand that said, "Go State." In the check in the memo area, it said 23 Skidoo. This guy had been writing checks for a long time too, and I got a chance to see it because he didn't have a checkbook. He had like a checkbook mobile. It was fucking huge, this thing. He was just carrying it in there. His routing number was 6, just to give you an idea. Are the bankers that have been working at the bank today not here today? All right. I used to work at ESPN. I was a Lou Holtz interpreter for kids. I don't know if you... That's what I give to the show. I sacrifice myself. Do you guys like impressions? Yeah. All right. Too bad I don't know any. We'll just move on. All right, here's my impression. King Kong, 1 week later. King Kong, one week later. I'm not paying for the planes. He would have come down eventually. That was the 1976 King Kong, because you can tell from the phone that I'm holding. How about Christopher Walken in the new Jungle Book? Have you guys seen the new Jungle Book yet with Christopher Walken? Well, what the fuck are you guys doing in the comedy show? That's all they talk about at comedy shows. Christopher Walken is cousin Louie in the Jungle Book. Yeah, sure, I'd like to do my impression for you. Why not? Thank you for clamoring out loud. I'm the king of the jungle. I can't do it. I tried it earlier today. How about this one? Okay. Billy Bob Thornton as Carl from Sling Blade. It's already hilarious. Billy Bob Thornton as Carl from Sling Blade sings Jimmy Buffett. I like mine with lettuce and tomato. Mine's 57. French fried potatoes, I sure love them French fried potatoes. Some people like it on a Kaiser roll, I like it on a sesame roll. Some people like it on a Kaiser roll. With that big pickle set in there. Cheeseburger in paradise. I hurt myself doing that one. Thank you very much. Is everybody okay over there? I want to tell you about my second favorite advertisement of all time. If we have time, I'll tell you about my first favorite. My second favorite is, do you remember that Tempur-Pedic mattress ad from a couple of years ago? The one where the woman is in the red silk negligee, jumping up and down on the mattress, and her significant other, I'm assuming it's her boyfriend, they're on a fucking mattress, and he's laying there, arm akimbo, just watching her jump up and down, and there's that glass of wine in the corner. You guys remember that one? Yes. All right, great. So if that doesn't get you to buy the mattress, they whip out a little bit of this science on you. They go, and, by the way, our mattresses are designed by our good friends at NASA. Yeah, scientists and astronauts designing mattresses, because we all know how tough it must be to get a good night's sleep when you are fucking weightless. I'll try it over here. When you are fucking weightless. Yeah, this side of the room. Just for the future. My first favorite ad is that Magic Bullet Mixer ad. This was a long one. This wasn't just an infomercial. It was like a sitcom commercial. You know, they all come down on that Sunday morning after the big orgy on Saturday night, and everybody wants their favorite food that can only be made with the magic mixer. Yeah, right there. And he's saying, and the other part of the ad is that he sells it with this bullshit, phony, fake British accent, right? Because we as Americans will only buy stuff off of TV with a fake British accent, apparently. That's my favorite one. That was part of the show where I was opening up to you to let you know that, hey, he's human too. All right. I like to do this every now and then when there's a group of people. I'm 164th Comanche Indian, so my proud people, I'd like to divide the room into thirds, if you don't mind. This third, about the middle third, and this third over here. And this third over here, I want you all to go, ooga. Can you do that for me? Ooga, that's very good. This third over here, I want you to go, ooga, ooga. We're doing Native American chants. Just go, ooga, ooga for me, would you, right now? Very good. Listen to the energy of these people. In the middle here, I want you to go, chaka. Chaka. When I point at you. Have you ever done this before? And when I point at you, you go, chaka. There you go. Very good. Okay, so this side of the room, you go.
Chaka. Chaka.
I can't stop this feeling deep inside. Thank you very much. My name's Ken.
In Cornell, everybody. So you guys having a good time? All right, we're down to our last three comedians. We hope that you've enjoyed this show. I know that I have, and I've enjoyed you being here. So our next comedian that's up is Kira McKellen. Give it up for her.
Hi. When I was little, they would tell us if a stranger tries to approach you to kidnap you, don't yell help, yell fire. You know, because it's more likely that someone's going to respond to that. I always thought that was really stupid, though, because if adults are such monsters that they're not going to respond to a child screaming for help, why is fire better? You know? Like, am I going to shout, fire! And then four other kids just run up and go, earth, air, wind, heart! And then Captain Planet comes up and saves me? It's just really stupid advice. I get a lot of dumb advice. Like, have you ever had someone tell you, just be real? You know, be you. You do you. Nope. No, thank you. I know the real me, and statistically, that's never landed me a job. Like, let me put it this way. Have you ever gone soul-searching and walked in on your inner child just masturbating? This is awkward. I thought you'd be able to play violin. At least, like, send someone a haunted videotape. I have, like, two settings if I'm gonna be real, you know? One is creepy hippie, where I'm just like, I love everybody because I am everybody. We're all connected. And then on the flip side of that, I get so depressed that somehow an entire room full of people will realize that they haven't called their mom in a while. Asking for money doesn't count. I don't know. Like, I'm not great with people. And dating's been really tough for me. That's a recent thing I've had to do. I used to be in a relationship for like 8.5 years, so I don't know how any of that works now. And the thing that surprised me the most were dick pics. Like, that's something that people start conversations with. Which blows my mind, because you need to treat your penis like poetry, you know? I need a lot of reasons to like you before I'm willing to see yours. Because I'll be honest with you, like, penises, they're gross. Okay, I'm sorry. It doesn't matter how attractive you are as a dude. They're just awful. They look like deep sea fish. Like something that's been shrouded in darkness so it never had to be attractive. It's like a deep sea fish made out of used chewing gum. Like you're hoping for average, just like your poetry, that it's about as bad as any other one I've seen. There's like 2 people in here that are like, I think my poetry is actually really good. There's also like 2 dudes in here who's like, I think my penis is actually pretty good. I could change someone's life with that. I know you do, man. Some people use astrology. They think that's a good way to get to know other people. I've always thought that's really dumb because astrology is just racism for months. You know, whoever tells you about it thinks that their sign is better than yours. They always have a little description for you. They'll be like, I'm a Scorpio. I'm fun and adventurous, but don't cross me because I have a dark side. Okay. What the fuck am I supposed to say to that? Like, yeah, I'm a Taurus. I'm reliable and durable. And I get 30 miles per gallon. 35 on the highway. And some people just shouldn't be themselves. I'm one of them. I know it, and I see them everywhere. Like I had to take the bus to get here. There's a pretty girl out the window that the dude in front of me saw, and he decides to catcall her by going, "Girl, that is some pedigree puss." Which I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty creative. If you're gonna be an asshole, you might as well be original about it. But I realized something about myself, and it's that I don't have a pedigree puss. It's a rescue puss. It's very skittish. You have to hold your hand out and let it come to you. If you leave it alone with a saucer of milk, it'll just disappear. And you'll grow to love it, but you're never going to be entirely sure that thing loves you back. You guys have a great night. Thanks so much for having me.
Alright, still having fun? Haven't lost your energy, have ya? Good, good. I like an energetic crowd. Alright. Your next comedian, I'm trying to get this stand. Oh, there it goes. Get it adjusted. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad you're having a good time. Give it up again one last time for West Vax Brewery for putting this on. And give it up for Emily and Jackie, your servers. And our next comic is a very funny guy, very, very funny. Give it up for David Glasspool, everybody. David Glasspool.
You're laughing already? I haven't said anything. He's a disabled guy walking up to a microphone. That's fucking hilarious. You told a joke yet? Or is it the fedora? No, the fedora's not funny. It's just neutral. What is it? I normally use a folding cane, so this doesn't fold.
Did someone go aw when I said that? That's so sweet of you.
I don't fucking care. Fuck you. Not you, the cane. We have an understanding. All right. I'm done with that. Sorry, the water's distracting me. Hi, my name's David. 3 people said hello back. You guys are like, yeah, you're too late, all right? The moment's gone. It's like saying happy birthday the day after. It doesn't fucking count. Okay. Recently deleted my, my Tinder account off my phone. Did that mostly because a blind and visually impaired person on Tinder pretty much says to the world, I will fuck anything. I have nightmares about telling that joke and accidentally saying Twitter and then not realizing it until the end of the joke and no one laughs because they don't fucking get it because I didn't say Tinder instead of Twitter. Every time I tell that joke, I'm like, I just deleted my I'm gonna fuck it up one time. It's gonna happen. A friend of mine the other day say the phrase, if I were gay, I would fuck, insert like male actor name. I don't know, Channing Tatum, we'll just say that. I don't even know who he is, it's just a name. But he is a guy, isn't he? I don't know him. I don't know anything about him. But yeah, he said something like, if I were gay, I would totally fuck Channing Tatum. Which I think is really open-minded, but at the same time, I feel like it's only half of the thought. I think the rest of the thought should be if I were gay, and also if Channing Tatum were gay, I would fuck him. It's really just saying if I were gay, I'd rape the shit out of Channing Tatum. That's rude. It's ridiculous. I was trying to go to the bathroom earlier, and there's Braille on the doors, which thank you. Nobody applauds for Braille on the doors because they don't think about it. Thank you, don't applaud for that, all right? That's pandering and you're better than that. I'm better than that, all right? But there are two bad, there's women's and a men's, and as I was waiting for the men's, a guy came up to me and said, you know, people use both genders, it doesn't matter. Like, you can just go into the woman's bathroom, it's fine, guys do it all the time. And he was probably telling the truth. He was probably telling the truth, but part of me was just like, have you just been waiting to do this shit to a blind person? Like, this is the moment? Like, yes. Like, the one time a black person told me I have blind friends, I could say I have black friends with impunity? I feel like that was his moment, like, I've always wanted to fuck with a blind person. I'm getting to walk into a girl's bathroom. I feel like that guy believes in Jesus now. Like, that's how happy he is about it. Not comfortable at all with the word queef. Do you like a good subject change, though? I thought about that word because recently a friend of mine asked me if I ever heard one of them. It was a female friend of mine. I thought they were, like, made up. I mean, I think, like Casa Bonita, I saw a South Park episode where they mentioned the word queef, and I thought it was just shit that they made up. I don't know. And I told that to my female friend, and she was like, you've never heard a queef? I'm like, no, I've never heard a fucking queef. Have you ever had sex before? Yeah, man, I've had sex, yeah, with people. I was there, they were there. Yeah. You didn't hear a queef. I don't know how much sex my friend thinks I'm having, but I haven't gotten to the point yet where I'm really noticing a lot of like external environmental circumstances and factors. And I still send thank you cards to the women who fucked me on that anniversary that they fucked me, like. It's gonna be a while till I'm noticing queefs and, you know, hearing what the neighbors are up to down, you know, next door. Like, no queefs. I like that joke, but I also like how it just tapers off at the end. No queefs. No queefs. Just walks away into the water fountain. It's a beautiful thing, I like it. Oh, geez, this summer I'm teaching at a summer camp for blind teenagers. You shouldn't applaud that either, because teenagers are shitty and blind teenagers are shittier than that. Because nobody ever tells them anything because they're afraid of offending because everyone's politically correct. So you just get a bunch of teenagers who smell worse than normal teenagers and who like will get in your face and they don't bathe, and it's just blind teenagers are gross. But I love them and I want to teach them, mold them to, you know, tell jokes to people on Colfax like I do. I meant to say tell dick jokes. That would have given that wit like a lot more zing, and I fucked that one up. Still thinking of the Twitter thing. All right, move on. I did this job last year, and I remember there was a student. He was like what we in the blind community call high partial, which means he's kind of like not really blind, not really sighted. Fuck him. His first day, he walks in, and he's a 17-year-old kid. He asks me, he's like, so are we going to go to Disney World this summer? Fuck, no, we're not going to go to Disney World. Fuck you, no. You're 17, you're not 9.